I also want to say, I know there are some who are Shabbos regulars to some extent, but when you get up on a summer morning, you might say, maybe, maybe not, maybe, maybe not. But the maybes became yeses, in part out of tribute to their great friend and our friend and outgoing executive director, Josh Laster. And I just want to say that I know it means a lot to him and the family that so many friends are here today. So I have the honor of introducing Josh, who's going to share a few words with everyone today, both here and via the online system that he had installed. So that's pretty good. The first thing that I want to kind of recognize may go unsaid at times, but I think is always recognized beneath the surface, certainly by me and by all of your professional colleagues, which is being the executive director of the synagogue. It's a hard job. I am perpetually grateful, and it's kind of one of my internal mantras, that I am very grateful daily that none of us get up to go and work in the salt mines. But there are challenges and problems that come across the desk of an executive director that might just make a reasonable person thinking about grabbing a hard hat and a pickaxe and to try their luck elsewhere. One of the things that I admire most of all about working with Josh Laster is his perpetual and continual willingness to dive into any problem or challenge, no matter how murky, and seize quickly on the right, appropriate, and fair way to work through it. This often involves some of the hardest conversations that exist in organizational life, and which often have to navigate complex emotions, differing perceptions, and a whole lot of personalities. Speaking of personalities, when it comes to those, I have to say, Josh, you have one. The truth is that from my very first moments talking to you and Bethel leadership, which for 10 years has included your truly dedicated service, it was abundantly clear that you not only work with great competence, but also with a light touch for non-serious things and an insistence on having some fun during long days at work. Your and your buddy Marlon's cookouts and cook-ins are legendary and delicious labors of love. Your days suited in costumes of a variety of types are well noted to entertain kids, and indeed the kid in all of us. And your side career as a bourbon taste tester, drink mixer, and excellent sipping partner are widely known and deeply appreciated. Part of the Torah we're reading now contains a few central themes. Two to note are how Moses looks back on where the Israelites have been and the covenantal responsibilities that will determine the success of their pathway forward. In saying a word of sincere thanks to you, I am sure there are memories of the past 10 years of successes, relationships, perseverance, and perhaps especially partnership that we hope will be the main things that you think about when you reflect on your most productive tenure as a leader and as a friend. And no doubt your mind has already shifted to what lies ahead. Just as it would be the Israelites' commitment to the core values that are laid out in the Torah that would accompany them into the land, so too do your experiences and accomplishments propel you to continue to serve the Jewish people through continued service as an executive director at Rodef Shalom, wherever that might be. I have no idea. As I said at your farewell dinner on Wednesday, we thank Erica for putting up with all of this, and we are glad that the whole family is staying here and connected and involved. in our Bethel. Thank you for having a terrific sister who will step into this critical role in her own way and with your guidance and support. I will personally miss our daily opportunity to work together, and I know your new community will be well served as you start this next professional chapter. Cheers to you, my friend, and may you be accompanied by many blessings on the road ahead. We now will have the opportunity to hear a few words from Josh Laster.
This is my first time giving a Dvar Torah in 10 years here. I've been up here for other reasons. I will say that I enjoy having a rabbi that's about the same height as me because I don't have to touch anything when I come up. So thank you for those kind words and thoughts. And here's hoping this goes smoothly. As an unwritten part to this Dvar Torah, Rabbi touched on so many parts of what's in Re'eh and Moses' review of the epic laws of Judaism. And, I'll admit I got a little bit nervous when I first started doing my own studying to prepare for this, when one of the things that was highlighted was observance of kashrut. And that kind of hit me when I was looking at that, because it's, maybe not my personal tradition, one that I certainly observe when I'm here. Thankfully, there were many other messages within the portion that I can speak about very well. Oddly enough, not one mention of bourbon in the Torah, which I'm not sure about, unless I've missed something. So, in this week's Parsha, Moses continues to deliver his farewell speech. Some commentators say this speech lasted for 36 days. Not minutes, not hours, days. Just for context, in case it's necessary, Cory Booker's epic record-breaking 25-plus hour filibuster from this past March had nothing on Moses. Moses for the win. Of course, there is much discussion and debate about the longest sermon ever delivered, but we won't be addressing that today. Moses delivers a look back over the past 40 years of wandering in the desert. If I'm doing my calculations correctly, 36-day speech, 40 years of wandering, that's 0.9 days per year. This time frame seems to give me a bit more latitude than I expected for my time here on the Bima. I've been here for 10 years, so we could be looking at a 9-day speech. I'll keep it to 10 minutes or less. You're welcome. Re'eh is full of laws. In 5 chapters, the Parsha covers false prophets, kashrut, tithes, freeing slaves, pilgrimage festivals, and idolatry. But that's not where I'm going to focus my attention. In the opening of this week's Parsha, Moses states, "See, this day I set before you blessing and curse." I've always been drawn to the phrase, "it's a blessing and curse." It ranks up there with such classics as, "Whatever works," "This too shall pass," and "It is what it is." That's for you, Rabbi Krupnik. When it comes to my time at Bethel, blessings are actually the easy way to go. There is so much to look back on over these past 10 years that brings me such joy. If I was to take a page out of the Hazan Pomerantz Burrow playbook, I may have written a song to convey this message. What would that song be? I'm so glad you asked. Let's see. 10 years equals 3,650 days equals 87,600 hours equals, that's right, you guessed it, 5,256,000 minutes, 5,250,000 moments so dear, 5,256,000 minutes. How do you measure 10 years? In meetings, in room temps, in parking, in sips of bourbon. Just kidding. I won't be singing for you today any more than that. Again, you're welcome. But I digress, sort of. When I hear this phrase, the blessing and the curse, I immediately go to something that brings me great pleasure in life. Listening to a wide variety of music. My parents' oldies, my oldies, which include all 80s, 90s, including my beloved old school hip hop and early aughts, country, pop, singer-songwriters. I like a lot of music. So of course, once I decided on my focus for this Dvar, I searched the interweb, and I have lyrics from 3 songs I'd like to share with you. In the song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, he sings metaphorically about the blessing and the curse. You say I took the name in vain. I don't even know the name, but if I did, well, really, what's it to you? I'm not going to sing, but if it's playing in your head, that's okay. There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the broken hallelujah. However we choose to express ourselves and however others may hear those words, this expression carries a truth for the person that shared those words. They might be sung with faith, reverence, or gratitude, or it might be the cry of someone in pain, doubt, or failure. It's all valid and coexists as the blessing and the curse. In the song Anti-Curse by the band Boy Genius, Phoebe Bridgers, Julian Baker, and Lucy Dacus go a little deeper. Writing the words to the worst love song you've ever heard, sounding out the foreign characters, an incantation like an anti-curse or even a blessing. They use the idea of a curse as a metaphor for feeling condemned or trapped, and the anti-curse as a way to find peace and meaning in life. They use the act of writing to find the words to express complex emotions and experiences, to ward off negativity, and as a source of positive affirmation, a blessing. But my favorite reference to this popular biblical phrase is from one of my favorite duos of all time, the Indigo Girls, with lyrics from the song Fugitive. Now it's coming to you, the lesson I've learned, won't do you any good, you've got to get burned. Well, the curse and the blessing, they're one and the same. Baby, it's all such a treacherous gain. By the way, for those of you who are also Indigo Girls fans, it is gain and not game, and yes, the interweb does amazing things for me. Ultimately, these lyrics suggest life is complex and not always straightforward. It encourages a nuanced perspective, recognizing that even in seemingly positive situations, there can be hidden challenges, and what appears negative might ultimately lead to something valuable. Positive and negative experiences are intertwined. What appears to be a blessing may come with hidden costs, and what seems like a curse might ultimately lead to growth. Another commentary I read suggested that Moses is urging us to see a world that offers both blessings and curses, and the path towards each. Make the choice on which way to go with an understanding of what might be encountered along the way, how it might contribute to your personal growth, and for goodness sake, don't just take the easier path because it's easier. Take the path that will get you to where you want to be. I would add, this is also possible by choosing the path of living your values and beliefs, embracing the blessings and the curses, being a part of a community, and standing together in strength and solidarity. Truth be told, I would need a lot longer to list the experiences and the people that have been my blessings during my time as your executive director. And even though I made the decision to pursue a professional opportunity, the new path I chose meant leaving staff and lay leaders that I care very much for an opportunity that will provide me with growth and new challenges, new blessings and new curses. My family, yes, that includes Miles, is also choosing to stay as members of Bethel, keeping that blessing in our lives, maintaining all of our personal connections we have fostered and nourished over the past decade, and continuing to invest in our Jewish values as members of this beautiful community. Shabbat Shalom.
Well, to Josh on this, thank you for your words on this morning's Torah portion, but also about your own experiences over these last 10 years here at Bethel.